All the way live. Hey, hey.
Mic check, mic check. Here we go. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 172 of This is the G Podcast. Yes, 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 yes. Happy Earth Day weekend as we tape. It is Earth Day weekend. The Earth cannot be pleased with everything that's going on in the world. But you know what? We are here to spread joy, cheer on this beautiful Earth Day weekend
And
anyway.
some dirt.
And what's that?
We're gonna spread some dirt.
Some dirt
Yeah.
and some leaves.
Yeah.
But one thing, and I hate this for the people, man. I do hate it for the people. But Bed Bath and Beyond liquidation sale in a couple of days. I don't know if you heard. Are you ready?
Oh, look, I got a bag full of coupons. Yes.
I hate it for the people though, and I hope they look out for the folks, the associates and everything. But if you haven't heard, Bed Bath, I can't even say it. Bed Bath and Beyond, the triple B,
Yeah.
is going bankrupt, and they're going out of business for good this time.
Wow.
So they're closing all their stores nationwide, and they are just doing a huge liquidation sale. And I am not a paid endorser in any way, shape, or form. But when the prices start going down and them little gadgets I see in there I like start popping up, yes,
Oh,
When I see the Sharper Image toys that I love up in there, I will be up in there. Yes.
Brookstone, hallelujah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. What's up? This is the G Podcast, episode 172. Got to say what's up to the one and only. She is here with the T, the Birdwire. You can catch it on demand here on Castropolis. You can catch it 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Saturday and Friday and Saturday. And on Saturday at noon, Encore. The one and only Tanya B is in the building. Tanya B, what you got? What's been going on? I mean, let me say this, Tanya B. I have not really been giving you the Boston Hawks banter because, and I'm a fan. I've been around for a long time. I, grew up in Atlanta, but honestly, I just want the season to be over. They're like, how you have bad kids who have bad grades all year, and all of a sudden they got a chance to pull the average up to a C, so that they can keep moving to the next year. It's kind of like you want the badness, the horror that you feel throughout the season to end. You know what I'm saying, right? You know how they are.
Oh yeah. It's like,
Vi, don't shake your head. You know what I'm saying. Don't try to get the C average in the playoffs, so we'll forget the D's
and the F's
and the F's.
the F bombs. Okay.
Why are you shaking your head, Vi?
Ain't showing no love for him. Just tell me to end it.
Look, but here's the deal.
Go up there and give up. They just give up.
No, try your best, but I won't be upset if they don't advance, because the sooner they don't advance, the sooner they can start cutting some people. Go ahead, Tanya B. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let
it's like, like you said, that kid that's trying to keep from going to summer school, but the day has been done. You mean like that? Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna get to a C, so I won't have to hear it. I'll be average. I'm an average student, because you talk about average. They hold the record for being like at 500 for the entire season. They hold the NBA record. So it's time to make some changes. I want some changes made. Don't be trying to fake us out during playoffs. No. But give it up for Tanya B one more time. I'm taking her time. Tanya B, what you got going on?
I'm taking my time. I just want to say the Birdwire last week and this coming week, we are spotlighting the music of 1985, those R&B number one hits, that were up tempo, as well as this next week we're going to hit all the club joints. So you're going to hear songs you haven't heard in a long time, like Skipworth and Turner, Thinking About You.
Oh, that was my jam.
I'm going to play Tremaine Hawkins, who got a lot of flack when she had that club.
Fall Down.
And Fall Down. Yeah, they wanted to put her out the church. Now everybody wants to get on that chart and get in the club. Kirk Franklin, Mary, everybody. So, all those songs, even British Soul from Across the Pond. So please check it out. But one thing I do want to say, and speaking of music, I really want to give a shout out to Vanessa and Stuart at the National R&B Society. Just like a lot of cities have history, Atlantic City had the history of Club Harlem, which doesn't exist anymore. And they tomorrow will have their first induction into the Atlantic City R&B Walk of Fame. And the inductees will be Grover Washington, whose daughter will be there, James Brown, whose daughter will be there, Little Anthony and the Imperials, who will be there. They're still alive. And special for us, the Delphonics. I'll be I've been invited to accompany Mrs. William Hart down to the ceremony, and I just thought that was a major honor.
Give it up. Hey, but I especially love me some Wine Light, that album.
Yeah. That
Wine Light album changed my life. That was fusion at its best. Yes. All right, appreciate you, Tanya B. And he is here, y'all, representing Columbus, GA, the mighty Forsyth, GA. He is in the building. Y'all give it up for the country commentator. Bye. Every time I call his name, he gets choked up. He coughing again.
While he's talking.
Hey, let me say this. Somebody, if podcast audience, send by some cough drops.
No, he needs honey and lemon and some hot water, not whatever's in there.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what. Good girl.
Tommy B, I gotta tell you something.
Look at that. Georgia, look at that. See, I'm being nice to you this week, but go ahead.
Bye. Okay, while Vi's coughing, I'll talk. I saw something funny yesterday, Tommy B. Now, how long is the distance from when you drive from Atlanta, Georgia to Columbus, Georgia? Is it about an hour?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay. Well, I actually saw Delta Airlines with a flight. I'm like, how long does it take to fly to Columbus, Georgia? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, depending on what part of Atlanta, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Go
the
ahead.
airport. So you got to go up to get down. I just thought that was interesting. I didn't think it was that far away.
Why is it an hour and a half from the airport?
Depending on what part, yeah, about an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's if you go on 85 back up, 185 to 85 to the airport.
It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah,
I saw, but you can fly there from Atlanta on Delta Airlines, so it'll take you longer to get through security, park your car, get on the plane that will take you to fly.
Yeah.
We have an airport in Columbus.
Hey, Tanya B, they fly to Macon. You know what I'm saying? That's
true. That's very true.
So there's a little regional airport, and I think there might be a regional airport in Augusta too, but definitely I know Columbus and Macon. Definitely. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yes. Yes. All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get into news with Syracuse Mike. We got this again, another eventful week, but we got to kind of talk about it on the other side. We'll be right back, y'all. Here we go.
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
A grand jury has decided to not file charges against 8 Akron police officers involved in the June 2022 shooting death of 25-year-old Jalen Walker.
The grand jury concluded that the officers were legally justified in their use of force.
That's Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. So now what happens to those officers? Akron Police Chief Stephen Milet.
The officers involved in this shooting will remain on administrative duties for the foreseeable future.
You'll remember Walker was hit by gunfire 46 times. His family held a press conference Monday after the decision was announced and blasted the grand jury. They say they will file a civil suit. Monday evening, a Missouri prosecutor's office filed charges against 84-year-old Andrew Lester in the shooting of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl. Lester, who is white, is charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action. Yarl is black and was shot late in the evening last week at a home in Kansas City. The teen was picking up his siblings but went to the wrong address. Police say Yarl was shot after he knocked on Lester's door. Before the charges were filed, Mayor Quentin Lucas said this.
This is not something that has been dismissed, marginalized, diminished in any way. This is something that is getting the full attention of the Kansas City Police Department.
There was outrage after Lester was first placed on a 24-hour investigative hold and then released pending further investigation. The teen was at first in critical condition, but has now been released from the hospital. As anticipated, Fox News has settled with Dominion, the voting machine folks who sued Fox in a $1.6 billion defamation case. Dominion accused Fox News of knowingly pushing false conspiracy theories that blame the voting technology company for rigging the 2020 presidential election against Donald Trump. The settlement amount, a little less than half, $787.5 million. The settlement came just hours before trial testimony, which would have likely featured several high-profile Fox News personalities, including Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. Here's Dominion CEO John Polis.
Fox has admitted to telling lies about Dominion that caused enormous damage to my company, our employees, and the customers that we serve. Nothing can ever make up for that.
The network in a statement said they acknowledged the court's rulings, finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. Dominion attorney Justin Nelson said, "The truth matters. Lies have consequences." We learned the sad news Wednesday morning that singer and guitarist Otis Redding III had died from cancer. He was just 59 years old. The son of the iconic soul singer formed the group The Reddings with his brother Dexter and cousin Mark Lockett. They produced several hits of their own, including Remote Control, Hand Dance, and Call the Law. As a solo act, Otis Redding III continued to perform around the world. He was known locally for his charity work as president of the area Meals on Wheels program and for working with St. Jude and his family's own Otis Redding Foundation. Redding will be remembered by many in our community as a nice guy with a big smile. Several media outlets are reporting that President Biden will formally kick off his re-election bid with the release of a video next week. The announcement is expected on Tuesday, according to a number of sources. 5 people, including 3 teenagers, have now been arrested and face murder charges in connection to the mass shooting at a weekend Sweet 16 party in Dadeville, Alabama. 4 people were killed and dozens were injured. An Auburn 19-year-old Willie Brown Jr. was arrested Thursday. Earlier in the day, 20-year-old Johnny Brown of Tuskegee was arrested. 20-year-old Wilson Hill Jr. of Auburn was taken into custody Wednesday afternoon. The first arrest took place Tuesday night. 2 Tuskegee brothers, Tyreek McCullough, 17, and Travis McCullough, 16, were arrested at that time. Authorities have not announced a motive, although it appears they may have some information. The NFL suspended 5 players for violating the league's gambling policy. 4 of the players are from the Detroit Lions. The league suspended Lions receivers Jamison Williams, Quintez Cephas, Stanley Berryhill, and safety C.J. Moore. Washington defensive end Shaka Toney was also suspended. If Quintez Cephas sounds familiar, it's because he was a star at Macon Stratford Academy. Cephas, Moore, and Toney were all suspended indefinitely and can apply for reinstatement after the 2023 season.
Yeah, Vi, we were talking about this, before we got started with these NFL guys. Ultimately, I look at it like when there's smoke and fire, there's more smoke and fire. Okay. It's, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't think, I think it's just scratching the surface right now.
I agree.
Yeah. And you agree, Tanya B, with that? Yeah.
110%. I think there'll be more names released. I think, this is not the end of it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a serious deal, especially when if you're in there voting on, not necessarily even if you're not voting on your own team, if you're voting within the sport. But we got to get some clarification on that. I'm going to look that up. But bottom line is, contractually, you're not supposed to be doing what you got caught doing. So, they have every right. And, you lose 6 games within a season. Oof. Wow. That's pretty much, that's going to kill whatever bonus opportunities you had to make in your position. It's going to hurt your team. And these coaches, man, when it comes down to next year, what's that? Go ahead.
And these are not star players. These are also ran players. So they might not even have a job.
Yeah, you're right. They may just cut them before they get through the 6 games.
These ain't got to have players now.
Yeah, I agree. On these other, I want to just roll through some of the other things Mike mentioned because there's some other things that we didn't get in before the deadline. But Jalen Walker, just unfortunate in Akron, 46 shots. He was hit 46 times. And even though they're not going to charge the police, his family is pursuing civil charges. So expect a civil case in that situation. Whoever, but 46 times. I mean, somebody's going to have to. There's going to be something.
Tommy, at what point do you stop shooting because the person is not a threat? And if you can shoot somebody one time and it not be a threat, but 40, that means they must have really bad aims that took them 46 shots. That's crazy.
No,
he got hit 46 times. There were more.
Aim. They hit him 46 times. They had good aim.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard
yeah, unfortunate. I'm not laughing. I hear you're right. Go ahead.
That's the problem.
They shot 70 times, but I believe they hit him 46 times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, how many times you got to shoot a man to realize he ain't no threat no more?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if Fox thinks they're getting away, think twice because there are other lawsuits coming. And the whole Fox situation saved Tucker Carlson, Hannity, and a few other people from having to go on the stand because it was like right to the minute. Go ahead, Vi.
Because they were going to have to go on stand. Yeah, we knew we was lying. We knew it was untrue.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the other lawsuits might force their hand. So this is going to be, still interesting to watch. Tanya B, go ahead.
Isn't it? I mean, if they got on the stand and said anything else but that, then they become guilty of perjury, correct?
Yeah, because the issue is they've got the text messages, they've got the emails, they've got the recorded conversations, so pretty much you caught dead to right.
Yeah. Was it made? You got Tucker. They said Tucker saying, I can't stand Trump. Dude, what?
Never know.
Would you
But you on TV, kissing butt,
loving him to death, but you can't stand and wish you to lose. Really?
Yeah.
But you tell us everything else.
Yeah, but a lot of folks and the way they look at it, I heard one commentator say that Dominion took this settlement so these other folks could come in with possibly even more damning evidence. So they knew exactly what they were doing by just getting out of the way and taking the settlement. So we'll see how it goes. The other thing, and I got to say, rest in power to Otis Redding III. I had a chance to work with him when I was spending my time in Macon, and he was just an awesome guy, just like Mike said. Really nice guy, cared about the community, very involved in the community. Had beat one battle of cancer before, and he succumbed to another cancer at 59 years old. Young guy, just young, and for our generation, the Reddings remote control. In fact, you definitely remember Hand Dance because we were at Troy, and you talked about what was called the law.
Yeah.
That's kind of like for our generation. Otis definitely was parents, and we got the residual of that growing up in our parents' house. But the Reddings with their hits. That's definitely the heart of our generation. Go ahead, Tanya B.
What else? I gotta say, shout out to Miss Zelma Redding because she
absolutely
raised some amazing children as a single mother for almost their entire life. Because they were like little goobers and like tots when their father passed away. Yeah,
so true. So definitely condolences to Miss Zelma and Carla and Dexter, the entire family. Rogers Redding, Otis's brother is down there making. But I think they've already had the services as we tape today. But definitely rest in power, Otis Redding III. The other thing, we've already talked about the gambling. This Alabama shooting, the arrest by you and I drove up and down 85 when they were calling out the cities. I'm like, that's straight up 85. From Auburn, Tuskegee,
right.
To this city, which is, near Opelika. They're going to find out why these guys did what they did. They're not going to get away with this. It's too small of a town. So I expect to hear more about, these shootings. The story's going to be coming out. I would say fairly soon now that they've been arrested. Go ahead.
It's a shame when they said a 16 and 17-year-old have been arrested so far.
Yeah, they're horrible.
5 kids been arrested right now. 5.
But I'm saying, I'm like, oh my goodness, could it? I'm like, I'm just gonna call a thing a thing. When I heard that one of them was named Tariq, I immediately thought this and not this.
Yeah.
And that's sad. But what was the reason? It's inquiring minds want to know.
But the stories are going to come out. The stories are coming out.
It sounds like the kids that got killed were good kids. Kids who actually had promise going to college on scholarships, academic scholarships, athletic scholarships. Them the kind of kids that were killed. I'm going, wow.
Yeah, this wasn't like a gangland shootout. Yeah, I agree. And again, I hope the truth comes out. Just a couple of things Mike didn't get into. We don't have an update on the NAACP Middle Georgia's GBI request for an investigation, but we'll keep you abreast on what's going on with that. We did hear that the guy left town. What we're hearing is he left town, and after the church canceled the facility he was using. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's alleged. We don't know if that's true, but a lot of folks say he's kind of cut and run. The other thing, we talk about all these shootings, and what I was hearing this week, when Washington State moved to become the 10th state to ban assault weapons in sales this week, I'm kind of thinking that the path to gun control is probably going to be local and state. I don't see anything happening with Congress. There's too much gridlock, too many games being played, but on the state level, I think the states are probably going to be moving forward. It's disappointing when you hear Tennessee, after all those kids were shot, that what they did was pass a law protecting the gun industry. Now that is just amazing that they would do something. Go ahead.
It's the money.
Go ahead.
It's the money. And I said, there's a very public list, and you have people like Ted who are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and he gets $2 million a year from the NRA. He is not going to go against them because that's going to cut into his purse.
Yeah. But you hear this situation that passed in Tennessee was on the local. This is the local state.
And it started at the local levels. That's the crazy thing about it.
But he's only doing something because it affected him. It's actually people. It's actually people that he got killed.
Yeah. The other thing, and this is unfortunate. And again, we have people who listen in Alabama. We have people who listen in Mississippi. Voting or failing to vote has consequences. And I'm here to tell you, I say this every time, elections have consequences. And on Friday, the NAACP filed a lawsuit challenging 2 new Mississippi statutes that represent pretty much a white takeover of a majority black city, Jackson, Mississippi. The bills are SB 2343 and HB 1020. There's a lot of information on this. I'll post it on the podcast notes, but it's ugly. And this is, you're talking about the majority, the blackest city in the state of Mississippi, and Mississippi is 38% black itself, and the lowest voter turnout, and the lowest registration of voters. And I'm here to, same thing with Tennessee. You got the lowest voter turnout and the lowest registration. And I just don't know. I mean, some people I'll ask, I'm like, well, why don't these folks vote? Why don't they? And a lot of people point to education. It's an education issue. But when somebody's got their foot on your neck, you know what I'm saying, and you refuse to do anything about it, I don't know what can I do to help? I mean, there's nothing we can do to help you. So you gotta eventually look out for yourself. So if you're, Mississippi, Tennessee, even, Georgia came out with the 2 Senate races. We upped our game, in terms of, voter turnout, voter registration. But man, Louisiana, these other southern states, man, Alabama, it's horrible. So I'm telling you, there are more Republican supermajorities in the South than ever before, nationally than ever before. So that's all I need to say. Y'all see what's going on in Florida? DeSantis gonna building jails next to Disney.
The Jaya.
He just been
the happiest place on earth.
That's why I caught on fire last night.
But he would, like they said, if Disney leave, if Disney ever leave Florida, it'll shatter.
Look, let me tell you, it's amazing to me that they haven't said we're planning on leaving. They haven't thrown that threat out there.
Right.
So it's the largest employer in the state.
And I'm sure it generates a lot of income revenue for the state, especially on the tax level. Look, if Disney were to pick up and move out of Florida, the unemployment
was shot.
Yeah.
Well, they say Disney gets a lot of, or had a lot of tax breaks with the new situation that DeSantis put in place. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but I'm here to tell you that threatening the happiest place on earth with building jails next to it,
that's not smart.
That just, for me, I mean, you think about it. If you got kids, when you had kids, and think about, let's say you're planning on going to Disney, you staying at the resorts and there's a prison within sight of the resorts.
I have an idea.
It's bad enough. Hey, it's bad enough you got the Gators, snatching people. But now it's just sad. Go ahead, Tanya Beam.
Build the Jaya next to Mar-a-Lago.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen. Maybe.
Like one guy, I think what that guy named the big dude, the Republican, he said it. I wonder is Santos Republican the way he acted against Disney.
Whew, that's all.
Republican will be the businessman friend. Or you're not their friend.
Yeah.
Nobody.
It's unfortunate to see a guy, a politician who's supposed to be working in the best interest of the people, having a public vendetta with a company. Really a high profile, battle vendetta against Disney is just not good.
The people are supporting them. They're letting them get away with it.
Yeah. And again, Vi, you know what I got to say? Elections have consequences, man. That's all I'm voter registration, vote, but there you go. All right, y'all. With that, we're not going to take a break. We're just going to go right into it. Here we go.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tanya B.
Tanya B, what you got?
Okay, I'll just say this. We're still keeping actor Jamie Foxx in jail. There are so many conflicting stories that are out there. His family or his reps won't officially admit to his condition, but if you read between the lines and just what you see, you probably say it sounds like some level of a stroke or a brain bleed. Now, there's one story floating around, allegedly. I don't make the news, I just report it. All you gotta do is Google this. Said that he had to get emergency surgery. They had to crack his skull and do something. But the thing that's helping him is that he got the best immediate care he could have. Doctors, medications, things along that line. And now, I've heard he's gone from the hospital ICU to a rehabilitation center. And that, while he was going through that other drama over in the UK, trying to film Back in Action, which is a movie he was finishing up in Georgia, that he had been complaining of severe headaches. I was like, if you have a severe headache, please, 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 in the name of all things holy and James Brown, go seek medical attention.
Yeah.
Heavy D had a headache. A lot of people have headaches, and that is one of the main signs. And you don't really know what your family health history is, if you're predisposed to that type of thing, or just a great deal of stress can bring on that type of situation. So we just keep them in our prayers, and hopefully they'll tell us what's really going on.
And you know what, Tanya B, I heard really that Cameron Diaz, who's in the movie, her friends really, because she came out of retirement to do the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of folks were like, they've had so many problems with the movie on the set. It's just been probably, I guess, from what I've been hearing, like a nightmare filming.
Yeah.
Her friends have been telling her, hey, you need to quit this. You need to quit this.
Yeah, I've heard this.
The whole thing is cursed, it sounds like, but go ahead.
Sorry that she came out of retirement for this right here.
Yeah.
Here.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Also, Janet Jackson is on her Together Again tour. It's already kicked off the last week or so, and that's going to be prominently featured in that documentary that's coming to Lifetime as she goes on tour celebrating 50 years in the entertainment industry and allegedly trying to get the band back together like Elwood and the Blues Brothers. But you will see Jackie, Marlon, Tito, Randy. You will not see Jermaine because Jermaine and Randy don't get along because Jermaine stole Randy's wife, married her, and had kids. So those kids are like brother cousins, so to speak. So you won't see Jermaine. And the early reviews of Janet's show, where she gives you the entertainment factor. You have the lights, camera, action. You've got body, you've got face, you've got amazing costumes. The clips are all over the internet, but people are a little upset because they say we didn't pay $2,000 to go in there and watch Janet lip sync the entire show, and people are complaining that the high level of lip syncing is taking away from the overall presentation.
But hasn't she always?
No, she has. I mean, it's
her and Paula Abdul. But go ahead.
Let me tell you something. I mean, it's almost like people
allegedly.
Yeah. It's like lip syncing on Soul Train or American Bandstand. It's gotten really. It's like, girl, why are you trying to adjust the mic? It ain't turned on, but that's just
Yeah, I hate to hear that.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, come on, Jan.
Enjoy your show. You pay.
But when I saw she was coming back out, I said that because recently even Paula Abdul got dragged for coming out doing something I forgot on some kind of I don't know kind of tribute to her hits.
Paula Abdul was even lip syncing when she was tap dancing. So, okay, let's call a thing here. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Okay. And now we got to talk about the elephant in the room. A bevy of Beckys have come forward, and there are more to come forward, allegedly making accusations against actor Jonathan Major. Now the DA is getting involved, and I just say this dude's got problems. He may lose 2 major movie deals he has on the table. One is Kane the Conqueror, because the Marvel Universe don't take that. They are no nonsense. And I'm hearing that Damson Idris, straight off of the show Snowfall, may be replacing him in some of those movies. His Jonathan Major's PR firm dropped him. His management company dropped him. And even the luxury brand Valentino dropped him as his spokesperson.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, just giving the side eye to who are these dumb donkey attorneys that released all those text messages. Because that girl that claimed that she was so abused by him has now been caught on video. There are receipts everywhere out there partying like it was 1999, like she had never had any issue at all. So I think she was just a woman scorned and she's looking for a paycheck. But, somebody has an axe to grind, and there are more people that are going to come out. But the one thing that I find really upsetting, especially as we talked about the loss of Otis Redding III, is that Jonathan Major will not be portraying the late soul singer in this upcoming biopic, and he even got disinvited to the Met Gala, so they are done with him.
Wow. And he was perfect for the Otis biopic. He had the look, but let me say, and I'll say this because a lot of people are comparing him. Dana White, UFC. Yeah. He slapped his wife like on camera, and basically nothing was done about it. I mean, I think he apologized, but nobody's, he's just kind of doing his own thing.
When you're your own boss,
you own the company.
When you own the company, what can you do?
Vince McMahon, he got caught. So I'm just saying. But anyway, I still say it's. I mean, probably when I first said let's wait, he's losing too much now. I just don't think he can regain it. It's just like, folks, somebody knows something.
No, because a situation like being in a is a big deal to anybody's career. It doesn't really matter what level you're on.
Yeah.
But, that is like, the money shot, and he's missed it. I know, yes, he's being quiet, but it's like, and he needs to be quiet and maybe just go away. He needs consult with Nate Parker and Isaiah Washington and people like that, because if your PR firm drops you and your management drops you, and he was about to make a big bag, then that there's probably a little more to this story. But again, the allegations are out there. There are more people coming forward, and the damage has unfortunately been done.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No matter how much he apologizes,
Yeah. What you got next, Tanya B?
Okay, we talk about this, and this is for the young people, because honestly, I don't care about this girl. But Caresha Young Miami, I don't know whether she's a singer, rapper, or she just somebody. She just she is officially, allegedly, again, finally, allegedly broken up with Diddy. Too many kids, and this new baby mama's in the way, and I guess she's moving on from being the 10th wheel, or is he 7, 8? Yeah, the 10th wheel. And I guess she's found somebody else to give her $100,000 a month to go shopping. But I hope she just saved that money that Puffy allegedly was giving her. And now he gave her all that money. Now he can't try to buy BET. But I hear something interesting that was brought to my attention. This called 3 Degrees of Diddy. And now that he's on the Men from a Major Health Crisis, Al B. Sure is again talking about the foul play he suspects in the death of Kim Porter, Puffy's baby mama, and how she was running from someone or something, and he told her she needed to call the FBI. So it must have been serious. But let's just think about this. People that were around at the inception of Puffy's career, most of them encountered him, and they're either dead or writing books. Kim Porter was writing a bombshell book. She passed away. Heavy D, around Diddy at Uptown Records, he passed away. Andre Harrell, around Diddy at Uptown Records, he passed away. Al B. Sure almost passed away. It's not funny, but think about it.
Yeah.
And now
I'm gonna remain silent.
Well, if it's true,
I ain't saying a word.
If it's true, Albie need to be quiet.
That's what I'm saying. I get the message. I ain't saying a word.
Look, he might be getting a visit. Was there some reason why he was in that coma for 3 months? But here's a gag.
Yeah.
Allegedly, Kim's family is upset because they claim they don't see the twins that Kim had with Puffy or the son Christian, he's grown. They don't see them enough, and that they may be trying to sue for wrongful death. But who are they gonna sue? They don't really have concrete proof that Diddy did anything, unless they try to find some fault with the EMTs or whoever found her deceased. I don't know how much of a leg they have to stand on, but it's just unfortunate because here you have children that have lost their mother. So that's.
Well, Diddy's a billionaire. He's gonna move on, and we won't be hearing about the story anymore.
Don't forget the reality show's coming. Diddy plus 7, another check. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Also want to say congratulations to legend Roberta Flack and Usher Baby. They are both recipients this year of honorary doctorate degrees from the Berklee School of Music in my hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. I guess Roberta will have someone come through, accept on her behalf because of her recent health challenges. And Usher is still doing it. They say that he is on his way to becoming the true king of Las Vegas. He has extended his residency again through October of this year. So somebody buying tickets.
Definitely good for Usher because he gets it. He gets the concept. He's embraced the style, and the people have embraced him.
Think about it. You
can
one place. You don't have to pick up and move from one city to the next, one night after night after night. You don't have to. He can still get vocal rest. You don't have to worry about different climates and the weather and getting sick. So what? I do it if I can work a few days a week. Why do you think Boyz II Men stayed in Vegas as long as they did? They get
absolutely.
And
smart.
The money's good.
Yeah, it is.
and he's staying free.
Yeah, so true.
And eating free. So.
How about that?
So true. Buffets for days. There you go.
Usher gets like executive room service. They don't tell him what's on the menu. He tells them what's going to be on the menu for him and the children's.
So true.
He's got 4 kids. He's got the 2 boys from the marriage to Tamika, and let's see, did he marry that? I think I don't know if he married the girl, but she's got 2 kids. So Usher's got 4 kids under the age of maybe 15.
Yeah. Wow. Good stuff. Appreciate you, Tanya B. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and do this.
What you watching this week, Tommy B?
Hey, y'all, got 2 big watches and a rethink your watch. Evil Dead. Had a chance to check this out in studios this week. It's in the theater this week, not in my studio because it's not at home. It is in at the theater only. It's the 5th installment of the Evil Dead franchise. They got a new director, a guy named Lee Cronin, and the movie just kind of give you. I'm not going to tell you anything deep about the movie, just that it follows these 2 sisters, Beth and Ellie. They reunite after a long time. Ellie's a single mother living in this horrible Los Angeles high-rise, and they're about to shut the high-rise down because it's about to be condemned. However, their reunion is cut short when they find the Book of the Dead in the building's basement. I'm not even going to go into it. It's just so crazy the way the book is found, but I'll just leave it at that for you to go see it. And it unleashes, of course, the flesh-possessing demons. And the sisters find themselves in this battle. I'm telling y'all, if you remember the old school Evil Dead, it is much more menacing, much more evil. There ain't nothing, because it used to be a little funny. There ain't no humor in it. But let me tell you a few things. Bruce Campbell, if you know Bruce Campbell, who was one of the original stars in the movie, his career has lasted. As a matter of fact, he was appearing in the Tobey Maguire Superman movies and some Marvel movies. He's known as Ash in the original Walking Dead. He and the original director, Sam Raimi, are executive producers of the movie. So it's really good and true to the concept of Evil Dead, as someone who's seen just about all of them. Number 2, if you are squeamish, if you are, and you don't like gore, and you don't like blood, this is not for you. They use 6.5 thousand liters of fake blood to make this movie. If they use so much blood, it's fake blood, but they use so much fake blood, they had to actually build their own kitchen to make the blood. They couldn't order it fast enough.
Syrup, it's sold out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They couldn't order it.
Okay.
They had to get their own. They had to create their own kitchen to create the fake blood. Okay. Number 3 is there's going to be there's based on what you see. Is why are you shaking your head, Vi? You go. I was like, nope. There will be a sequel, without a doubt. I could see a few sequels out of this. It's a whole new franchise. And again, if you went to see the Evil Dead movies, the early movies, and it was kind of funny, you know how the animatronics and the crazy, the like the old Sinbad, animatronics kind of stuff. This is very real, jump scares. No. I mean, it is. I give it a B because it's solid roller coaster, theater chair clinching B. Holding on, talking to the screen, black people, B. You know what I'm saying? Girl, don't go there. No, girl, stop. What you doing? It is a talking to the screen solid B. I give it that. Also, y'all, Alan Hughes is back, and the Hughes brothers, my favorite directors of the 90s. He is the director of the Tupac Shakur documentary, and he's really pulled together just a phenomenal cast of, a slate of producers, from Quincy Jones. I mean, I could go down. I mean, just everybody is involved in this. The rappers from Eminem, Snoop, Dre, and all the acquaintances who knew Tupac and his mom. Dear Mama is the 5-part docuseries, and I will tell you, I was not going to watch it. And I said, let me pop this on, because you know how it is, Tanya B. You got, Biggie versus Tupac. Who killed Tupac? Who killed Biggie? They've been doing them for years. But let me tell you, if you've kind of been in fatigue over watching a lot of these types of documentaries about who killed who, this Dear Mama doc is refreshing. And it's masterfully narrated. It tells the story of him as an actor, a rapper, an activist, an icon, but primarily against the relationship he had with his, the Black Panther mother, and as they really battle America. So I got to give it up to Hughes. And I'm a huge fan of Alan Hughes and the Hughes brothers from when they did Dead Presidents, and what's the other? Book of Eli, Menace to Society. They've always been my favorite directors, and Alan Hughes has really done some excellent work. And this is by far, I don't know if he's done any other documentaries, but this is probably by far some of his best work. Very unique perspective. I don't know if you know, but the actual Tupac estate, the estate chose him to do this. And Tanya B, you remember why Hughes shouldn't have, or you would have thought he wouldn't have done this, because back in the day, Tupac and Alan and the Hughes brothers had beef, because
they had big beef,
because what happened was, the Hughes brothers used to direct his music videos. As a matter of fact, they talk about picking him up at the airport. They really knew Tupac well. And it came down to Menace to Society. And I think the role that they were looking to have Tupac play, Tupac didn't like the role. He wanted the role rewritten. They agreed. No, we're not going to do it. Tupac didn't get the role. So Tupac and his 10 boys beat their ass. I mean, like literally.
That was back in the day when rappers, like, remember the Wu-Tang, they would do it. They got away with it back then. Now, that would not happen.
And they sued Tupac. As a matter of fact, Tupac did jail time over this. So when there's an interesting article in Rolling Stone where he talks about, really doing a deep soul search and making a decision to do this. He said the estate approached him and he turned it down. And Tupac's aunt, his mother's sister, who he knew, called him up and they talked to him and he decided to go with it. But it is really, I was impressed. It's a great documentary. First 2 episodes are on Hulu right now, and a new episode comes out every Friday. Vi, have you seen it? Have you had a chance to check it out?
Nope,
raise your hands. Yeah, it is.
I got a question to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
So did they prove that Tupac is dead?
Well, that's assumed, brother.
Tupac is alive and living on the Cayman
No.
Islands.
Right.
Okay.
I think I saw a picture of him.
Back and forth from the Cayman Islands to Vegas.
He's in the kingdom. He's in the kingdom.
Well, let me say this, okay? I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so maybe but I'm telling you. Let me say that when you watch this, especially with what we're going through in the country right now, and the in-depth conversations they have with the Black Panthers who knew Afeni, knew Tupac at birth, his godfather, it is just so, incredible in terms of the number of, because you don't see a lot of these people in other docs, in other docs about Tupac, but the people who come forward to speak and talk about him, his drama teacher from California, both of his former managers, it's just, wow. Go ahead.
It just tells you the image that he put on himself, that we really didn't know Tupac.
But let me say, I'm gonna say this because when Tupac hit big, I was older. I think, for the most part, when Tupac was big and you were like, that 13 to 17, 18, in college, he meant a whole lot more. But you see, if you were older back then and you didn't understand why people embraced him so much, look at it now and you'll understand why he had this iconic cult following. And I will tell you that, I was in the industry, you were in the industry, Tanya B, but we would see firsthand how people reacted to him, even when he was doing, the Digital Underground projects, but the guy was so deep. He was, and he was like really focused on impacting young people. He would say it over and over again. Not just Black, young people, but Hispanic, white. He wanted to impact young people. He would get in front of a lot of the elders and just go off. He said, look, my people, I have to talk to them in this way. And he'd be like, going off. But he would be saying to them, nobody's reading your books. My generation gets it through my music and through my lyrics. You need to understand what I'm doing. You need to understand the influence I have, and we need to work together to help these kids. And you know how it is, the older generation, they were against a lot of this stuff, tell him. And the worst thing they did in some of these meetings where they filmed, because the state has the actual meetings that he's been in. And the worst thing they could do is say, calm down. When they said calm down, it was like a trigger to that dude. He's just like, bam. But anyway, it is on 2 episodes already out, 5 episodes total, an episode a week every Friday. Check it out. And this is the last thing I'll talk about when it comes down to what I'm watching, because I watched it and I was really impressed by it. But this David Cho thing that came up in Beef, the Netflix series Beef, David Cho, which I wasn't aware he was a well-known graffiti artist back in the day. He actually got a ton of money. I'm talking like $100+ million for decorating Facebook's campus. And back then he had a podcast where he went on and basically admitted to sexually assaulting a Black masseuse, a mixed race masseuse. And the revelation, even back then when it came out, they basically, a lot of folks were saying, hey, we need to separate ourselves from him. He needs to give that money back to Facebook. Facebook needs to take down all. I mean, so it's not anything new. Go back to 2014, but fast forward to this, where the stars of Beef wanted him included in the project. If you've seen Beef, he plays the cousin, the problematic cousin. And a lot of folks are saying, look, y'all knew what you were getting into when you bought him on. So now this podcast, the audio is resurfacing. It's kind of like round 2. So here's an Asian guy on a podcast talking about how he sexually assaulted a black masseuse. And and I'll just, I won't go into what he said exactly, but the lady said, who his co-host said, "Oh, so you were a rapist?" And so he said, "Yeah, kind of." I guess he said, it was kind of like the perfect rapist,
Perfect.
Whoa. But people say he was joking. He was only kidding. He said he was joking.
Yeah, right. If he were black, he'd have been in jail already, please.
He said he was joking, but when you listen to it, it doesn't sound like a joke. Okay. So now a lot of people are rethinking whether or not they want to watch Beef. As I mentioned before, Beef is up for a lot of Emmys. It's slated to actually do really well at the upcoming Emmy Awards. And, what we're hearing allegedly is a lot of the voters, the ones who vote, are really taking it off their list. So we'll see how it goes down. It's interesting how Netflix is going to handle it in terms of keeping it on the platform. But it's really interesting because, so how social media, it's just, skewering him, lighten him up, right? A couple of things, and, just some leftovers. Meg Thee Stallion is going to be on Elle Magazine's May 2023 issue. But I want to ask you, Tanya B, and Vi, you might be able to help me out with this. Is she dating Travis Kelce for real of the Chiefs? Is that the real deal?
Oh, no.
I think
because the rumors out there allegedly
that's not fair.
No, there's one that's married.
Well, hey, his ex is a sister.
I don't care. Not fair. The dude won a Super Bowl ring, and no, it's not fair. It's not fair.
I thought Meg was dating somebody else, not one of the Kelce's.
Well, the rumor, and I don't know. That was back in early. I just asked. I just thought I'd ask. Going right along. I don't know if did you mention Martin got the, you mentioned Martin Starr on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
On the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, he got, congrats to Martin. I'm surprised he's just not getting it though. Go ahead.
No, I get it. But I think the prestige of that honor and that accolade has been diminished because as long as you give them $50,000, Boo Boo the Fool can get a star on the Walk of Fame. Now it's just a money grab. That's what it's given to people like Ashanti, no tea, no shade. But honey,
Well, I'm glad. I'm just glad Martin's getting his due while he's.
He has more of a body of work than Ashanti. Come on now.
Yeah, agreed. Also, Erykah Badu. This is crazy. Help me out here. Erykah Badu and Yasleen Bey, which is Mos Def.
Yeah.
They're going on a 25-city tour?
Yeah, it's called something like, I don't know, Junk in My Basement tour. And she's taking her daughter Puma with her. And Puma is, I don't know which baby daddy she's from.
No, that's Andre. That's Andre 3000.
That is. I can't keep up. It's her. Yeah. So, Puma, who looks just like her mother. And she can sing. So she'll be out there with her mother, too.
Yeah, couple of more leftovers from TV. One of my favorite shows last season was Reasonable Doubt. They've been renewed for season 2, and Morris Chestnut is going to be joining, and I'm excited about that because season 1, it was Jax, the attorney, is one of my favorite shows. Abbott Elementary, Janelle James is on the cover of Variety, and she said some stuff about Dave Chappelle. I'm just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see how Dave comes back on that. And also, Tanya B, the FKA Twigs Shia LaBeouf thing has been put off again. They just keep kicking this can down the road. And
they're kicking it down the road. Other women who do not have the same complexion as FKA Twigs have come forward, and then there's some poor woman is out there popping out babies by Shia LaBeouf. So now he's got some mini-me's out there, and that's kind of scary.
Well, it's just, the whole Shia LaBeouf, FKA Twigs thing is problematic. It is just crazy. But I'm just surprised they keep delaying the case, but we'll see. We'll keep you up to date on that. Congrats to your favorite Grace Byers and her husband, Trey, from Harlem. They just had their first kid. And last leftover, Courtney B. Vance is going to be in the live action remake of Lilo and Stitch. So my Gen Z is happy about that. Is this something? I guess Angela Bassett talked him into doing. I can't see. Well, what is Courtney B. Vance going to be doing?
Let's hope she's out of being in Good Burger 2. So let him go do Lilo and Stitch. Stay away from Good Burger 2. Thank you very much.
Well, good stuff. I can't wait to see Courtney B. Vance and Lilo and Stitch.
Wow.
But anyway,
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. All right, Tanya B, you got any final thoughts? Any final anything we missed?
Oh Lord, one thing I'm going to talk about this next week, and we got to pray for Pras from the Foodies. He's got all these like laundry list of charges against him, but now he has come out and admitted that he was an FBI informant. So you can forget Foodies reunion tour. It really is not going to happen.
Wow, interesting. What about you, Vi? You got anything?
The FBI informant, huh? Interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
And a Chinese spy. There's more. The plot.
Now when I hear what's the Ready or Not, when I watch that Ready or Not video, it gives Ready or Not. It just gives a whole new meaning to that whole spy thing.
That far back, but hey, I'm not mad at that because Delphonic song, Ready or Not, Here I Come.
That's what I'm saying. But that video, like the James Bond, now it just all comes together.
At least
good luck, Pras.
He's on side of the law this time.
Yeah, good luck, Pras. I hope he, because if not, he's seeing some serious jail time. What you got, Vi? Anything else? You got anything?
I'm looking forward to the draft. I'm excited because for the first time, I think nobody really know what's going on with the draft.
Good. That's a good thing. We'll be surprised, I guess.
You're right. We'll be. And the basketball is the NBA is very interesting right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all of them is up in the air, so it's pretty good. Except for two of them, the Hawks. We know they're done.
Yeah. Well, I said what I said. I'm not gonna say it again.
And Denver is they wrapping theirs up too.
Yeah, they're gonna wrap theirs up pretty soon. Good stuff. Just a couple of things. I got to say, thanks for the friends who check out the podcast. But I do have to say this. I don't know if this is messing with y'all or not. Maybe it's just me. But when people call you, they don't leave a message, nor do they text you. You just see that their name came up and you don't get, what I'm saying? It's like, what do you say?
Back. Why didn't you call me back?
That's what I'm saying. What do you say?
You say nothing. And if you want to know, just give them a call back.
Tanya beat them blanked out.
They're gonna have to call me back.
Yeah, but it's like the whole anyway, it's like if y'all let me give you a hint, okay? Leave me a message or send me a text, or you're not gonna get me. I'm not gonna call you back. If I don't know why you're calling, I just
not gonna call you. 9 times out of 10, if they don't leave your message, they would just call.
Yeah, that's it. Because when I do call back, it's like, oh, I didn't mean to call you. It was a butt dial. I didn't mean to call you. But leave a message, or if you don't, if that's too old school, shoot me a text. Just And the other thing, real quick, America's on edge, right? America's on edge, right?
Most definitely, America's on edge.
Oh, yeah.
You're right about that.
But there, you go to the store and older people are still kind of, how older people might be having another conversation with somebody, and then they reach over and try to get you involved in the conversation so you can help them. And do not do that. Reach over, tap a stranger on the shoulder and say, "Hey, man, what do you think?" What, dude? Like, y'all don't do that. These people on edge. Everybody's packing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
But good to know. Good information.
But I'm just saying, walking through the store, minding your business, hearing a loud conversation, then all of a sudden it's coming toward you. Hey, man. Hey, what do you think about? I'm like, dude, huh?
That's the Atlanta coming out of you. See, you're in the South now. You in the North. You south of Atlanta.
Yeah, I am.
We are friendly people down here.
Oh, okay. Like Eddie Murphy. Okay.
Okay, see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
So if you don't know somebody say, "Hey, do you look like they're crazy?" I don't know you.
I don't know you.
See what I'm saying?
That's the first thing I said. I looked at him. I'm like,
See what I'm saying?
first of all, why you touch me?
You don't know me like that.
Now you touch my shirt, but you know what I'm saying?
See, that's the Atlanta coming out of you. That's the Atlanta.
Why you touch me? And second, I don't even know what you're talking about. But anyway, all right. Don't forget, follow us on social media. Follow us on social media. Twitter, This Is the G Podcast. Video and audios on YouTube. Search us at This Is the G Podcast. I'm serious, y'all. These people packing, man. And I was thinking about it because I wasn't gonna be harsh. I was not gonna be harsh, but I looked at because I'm like, damn, these dudes packing, everybody packing. So let me be careful. Because back in the day, I'm like, why are you touching me?
You could have been packing for all they know, and
you in Philly. Tanya B, you in Philly. Is that gonna happen in Philly?
Oh, it happens every day. This is the okay.
I'm talking about
people where I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm somewhere in America, but no,
somewhere in America.
No, but the reality of it is, people are so reactive, and they're so, like you said, on edge now. Their first reaction won't be "Don't touch me." Their first reaction, if they're packing, is going to be "Pow pow."
Yeah. But I was more like, first. Anyway, I'm not. I already told the story. I'm re-bringing it. It's time. It's that time. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and do it. Here we go.
I like y'all know.
I didn't come here to preach to you today.
Here's your inspirational moment with Vi.
Okay.
Help me out in Mayberry, Vi. Help me out down here in Mayberry. Go ahead, bro.
Directed at you then, Baker.
All right, here we go.
Forgiving someone sounds like a simple thing to do, yet few of us actually do it. We treat forgiveness as if it weren't a life additional option, something we can take or leave it alone, but it's not. It's a basic requirement for every believer. In fact, as far as God is concerned, unforgiveness is wickedness. The petty resentment between brothers and sisters, tiny bits of forgiveness that seem too insignificant to bother with, beware. Those are the kind of debts Satan used to torment you. After all, Jesus paid off a mountain of debt for you. You can afford to be generous about the nickel and dime debts of others. Spend time with the Holy Spirit, allowing him to reveal the forgiveness in you. Remember when Peter asked Jesus how many times to forgive someone? He said, I say to you, not 7 times, but 77. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. Be kind to one another, tender heart, forgive each other, just as God has also in Christ forgave you. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Be friendly to your friend.
There you go. Holy Spirit, why is this guy touching me in Kroger?
Just don't touch him.
Don't touch. Hey, if you see Baker, don't touch him.
Not in the Kroger.
I don't know you. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Don't say nothing else, Tanya B. Go on and get your food together, y'all. Good luck to the Hawks. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I know as we close, they're about to get this thing started here in ATL. Good luck to them. And with that, y'all, episode 172 is in the can. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great week. Peace and power to the people.
Peace. Have a good week, people.
Win. Thank you.
No, go Hawks. Go Hawks.
Winning. Celtics go.